Okay there. And good morning or afternoon, everybody. Welcome. My name is Craig Peloquin, joining you from beautiful, sunny today, White Rock, British Columbia.
And I'm Dennis Wilson, joining you from beautiful Yaletown. In fact, the picture behind me is what I'm looking at right now, other than these blinding lights that light me up so nice for the purpose of doing webinars.
Yes, finally got my my portable green screen to make this a little bit easier instead of the great big huge drape one I've been using for the last little bit. Thank you, Dennis, for getting that. Finally, Amazon had some.
I got to tell you, it's got to be a thing. You know, it should be necessary that you show off your setup instead of just the result. You should have to have a little thing up in the corner that shows what your setup looks like, so people can see that this COVID world creates immense creativity in studio building, and little corners of houses and closets and storage rooms all of a sudden become the ultimate place to share your message.
Certainly does. And today's message is a great one. We're going to talk about not only paid leads, but free leads as well. We're going to combine the two today and talk about them both.
Yeah, I mean, they're highly linked, right? The things that you do, the assets that you need to generate leads for free are the same assets that you need to have any hope of generating them paid. And then we'll get into a little bit about paid and the potential difficulties that paid can trip you across. And yeah, we're gonna cover both angles here.
That's what we're gonna do. RealtyBizConnect, how to generate free and paid real estate leads. So Dennis, why don't you tell everybody first before we get started, who are we?
So RealtyBizConnect's a one-touch and done lead generation, forever follow-up and convert to a client, real estate CRM. We do things a little bit differently than most in that it comes complete with all of the contents and lead magnets and funnels and things that you need for, holy smokes, paid advertising or even unpaid advertising. Over 100 pre-written emails, SMSs, push notifications, social media follow-ups, 10 pre-written landing pages and sales funnels, and over 15 book covers, landing page headers, all kinds of things customized specifically with your graphics.
There you go. That's what it's all about. So we know that, you know, how badly COVID has been impacting the real estate agents and business owners alike. It's nice to see us. We're starting to come back to a new normal, but it's not going to be ever normal again. The old normal is gone. So we have some very specific COVID-19 combating offers at the end of this training to help you through it. Normally we charge $27 for our online courses, but we are waiving the fee during this time to help real estate professionals.
Yes, it's definitely a confused time. There's social separation not happening because it used to happen, and now we're not sure if it's supposed to happen. But I really wanted to go to the beach, and there's lots of other people there, so maybe 4 feet is enough. Oh, hang on a second. I really wanted to go to the shopping mall, so maybe 2 feet is enough. Hey, I'm standing in line for something I really, really want, so maybe, you know, maybe it's okay. I mean, I'm sure the guy behind me and in front of me don't have COVID, so you know, we're not doing a very good job since the government lifted some of the restrictions. It just trying to pay attention to part of the reason it hasn't spread and it hasn't gone crazy is that people were sort of sequestered. So yeah. Anyways, I guess all we can do is wait and see what happens.
Well, this photo of you, Dennis, was pre-COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, this was pre-COVID when you were allowed to have group events. So this was me in Barcelona helping a bunch of business owners and real estate agents with some sales automation techniques and how to sell more. So I am Dennis Wilson, and I started a software company about 22 years ago. Became one of the top in the world for direct selling software. About 5 years ago, morphed into the CRM world, and 4 years ago into the real estate specific vertical of the CRM world. And here we are today helping real estate agents pretty much all around the world and having some fun and helping them sell more houses.
Right. And Dennis, you and I met about 25 years ago. My name's Craig Peloquin. I started off my career actually in the entertainment industry. I know a lot about the restaurant industry. I was a corporate clown for a tiny little fast food restaurant with golden arches for 10 years. Then you and I met back in the 90s. And we forged a good business relationship and friendship over the past 25 years. I found LinkedIn to be a really great tool. Came to you and said, you know what, Dennis, LinkedIn does not have a whole bunch of the things that I need to be able to follow up correctly. Can you take your CRM and your software and make a tool that'll work for LinkedIn? And you did that, and wrote a couple of books about how to do that. One of our trainings is specific on how to generate real estate leads using LinkedIn. And here we are today, once again, helping small business and realtors be able to go and make more money, generate more leads.
Yeah, and we've partnered up with real estate professionals for the content and a lot of the sort of flow and the way things work. So we do have our advisory board that helps guide us with what real estate agents are needing, and then we put our creative twist on it, and out comes something that nobody's ever seen before that does better than everyone else.
Exactly. And you found this study, an active rain study, Dennis. And if you're watching this right now, take a screen cap of this, get that URL. It's a great study. Real estate agents earning over $100,000 a year invested 6 times as much in technology, twice as many used a CRM, and they were aggressive in using social media when compared to agents earning less than $35,000 a year.
Yeah, this is a really, really cool infographic. Probably one of the coolest I've seen in relation to real estate. It gives, I mean, it almost gets down to the point of how many houses does a man with blonde hair sell compared to a man with dark hair? Like it's quite insane. It's really, really fascinating. A definite worthwhile thing to take this URL and go and take a look.
There you go. Now, to maximize your efforts with free real estate lead generation or any real estate lead generation, free and paid, we are going to assume that you use a real estate CRM.
Yeah, basically, if you're not using a CRM, don't advertise, because you're not going to be able to follow up properly. You're going to dump money down a great big hole thinking it's going to just make the phone ring. And that's not really how it works anymore. So you need a CRM if you're going to do paid advertising. You're going to be spending $500 or $1,000 a month on advertising. You better have a way to get every possible bit of value out of that ad spend.
Right. So let's start up with one that actually doesn't cost you any money, but right now it's walk and talk. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to being able to do this again and a little bit more easily. It's kind of hard to walk and talk when you're wearing it.
We can't say that you can bump into people like we used to. We used to say, you just go around and you talk to whoever you bump into. So now you sort of yell at them from the other side of the sidewalk. Hey, you looking to buy a house? Well, maybe not, but you get the point. You can't bump into them, but you can certainly still see them in a properly socially separated line. In fact, I would hesitate. No, I wouldn't hesitate. I would just purely say that there is more chance now, because it used to be the lineup moved pretty quickly because it moved as fast as the people could serve you. Now the lineup moves as quickly as the last guy leaves the store. As a result, in that socially separated line, you've got a person on that side and a person on that side, and you are probably going to be with them for a while. Yeah. So I think walk and talk probably is easier to do now because you're standing there bored anyways. So anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And people do want to talk. The social separation that we have is getting people outside and in lines and engaging a lot better. So you do need to know what to say without looking like you're standing in line trying to sell somebody. So that's really, really important.
And the real key is you do need a data collection directly into your CRM. So as you talk to somebody and you spice up a bit of a conversation, and even if there's not interest, you want to be immediately working on collecting their contact details to get them into a forever follow-up situation. So simple data collection, multi-channel pre-written mixture of automated touch points. You need this to effectively do walk and talk, because your gold in walk and talk is what currently real estate agents mostly just sort of sweep under the rug. Your gold is all the people who are not looking to buy or sell a house today. Your gold is keeping those people on the line until they are ready, making them understand that you are the ultimate professional, so they bring you all their friends who are ready. But yeah, the fact that most people, it's like as soon as the person you're talking to isn't looking to buy or sell their home today, it's like you ghost them. It's the wrong way. With a proper CRM and a simple system to onboard people, you don't need to do that. You can let the system do all the work without any more effort than it takes you to ghost them, actually.
Yeah. And so, and you can create all this for free. You've got the time. You can do that, or you can go and outsource it. And so, your walk and talk, it can be a free lead generation. because it's your time, or outsource and build it all. And we've looked at it. You need at least 36 touch points to go and outsource the copy, to go and create all that. You'd be spending around $2,700 if you outsourced it in, say, the Philippines, not
Yeah,
North
if you
America.
do North America, you're looking at probably close to 3 times that. You're looking somewhere around $300 per email or touch point in North America. Unless they're long copy, then they get as much as $1,500. So all of this is stuff that you're often better off to try to do yourself a little bit at a time, and we'll get into a bit of that. But outsourcing it is definitely an option. Doing it yourself is definitely an option. It all just comes down to time versus money, the equation in your head. The point is, having this stuff, even though we're saying walk and talk, is critical to success in paid advertising. Because really, paid advertising is just like a really, really cold walk and talk. You're going to get a cold lead. Buying or not buying, we don't know. But if we're not giving that person value, they're not going to stay with us. So we need to have that follow-up that engages them and keeps them on board until such a time as they trust us enough to engage, or they actually do just straight out engage and say, I'm ready to buy or sell. So you got to be giving away valuable guides, right? Valuable information. You can't be sell, 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 sell. It doesn't work. You got to give stuff of value, especially in the paid world. The paid world is about driving them to a lead magnet, and a lead magnet is something free that has value to them, which makes them sign up and give you their name and number to get your funky thing.
Exactly. So copywriting is important, outsourcing is important, and a combination of the two.
Yeah, and the key to copywriting, it's really simple. Okay, so the key to copywriting, Craig, it's really simple.
Yep.
And the simple key to copywriting is really simple. And the real key to copywriting is don't be a real estate professional. Get rid of all the jargon. Talk to people like human beings. Focus in on what's in it for them. Can you sell my house quickly? Can you sell it for the best price? Can you take away all the stress, and can you do it legally? That's all your customer ultimately cares about. Comparables and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and real estate jargon and blah, 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 and the blah system and the whatever. So nobody cares. So be really careful. The more you go into that lingo thinking it makes you sound like a qualified real estate agent, the more they just want to bolt for the door.
Right.
So keep it super unprofessional. Hang on, that didn't come across right.
Now, Dennis, the other thing too is there's a whole bunch of concerns out there right now during COVID and real estate. Should I sell my house now? Should I be buying now? Should I be waiting? Can I do an open house? Can I even list my house? There's a lot of questions out there. So make sure you're out there and you're answering those questions and you're putting people's minds at ease.
Sounds like a perfect lead magnet to me, Craig. I'd be writing a document that has the 5 things that are on the home seller's mind, and I would be running a paid ad campaign to get people to download my free lead magnet of what's on the mind of people who really need to sell but don't know what to do.
Exactly. And another great one that you can create, and this one you can do yourself or you can outsource it, is a home maintenance reminders series of emails that we make it look like a book, the home maintenance reminders. You put a cover on it, get a little bit of a graphic done, put your photo on it, put your name on it. And this is a great way to be able to follow up and give good value as a lead magnet that you can do for free, or paid leads to go to get your home maintenance reminders.
Yeah, so basically you do an ad campaign to, hey, homeowners, are you want to keep your house in the top resellable shape? Get on my home maintenance reminders and I'll make sure that happens for you. And they give up their name and email and phone number, and boom, they're in a forever follow-up series. It's all about home maintenance reminders. Now, my favorite one, Craig, is in our home maintenance reminders. I was looking for stuff that were home maintenance reminders. So I searched Google and I found a bunch of lists, and I found a ton of YouTube videos. And there was this one where the guy tests if your garage door will automatically reverse if your poor little baby somehow gets left in the bassinet under the garage door. Actually, no, he didn't. He used a log. But what he did was he took a log and he stuck it under his garage door, and he literally said, doesn't say a word, doesn't say a word. The video comes on and there's a log in the middle of his driveway underneath his garage door. And all of a sudden the video starts and he stands up and he pushes the remote control and the door comes down, Craig. The door comes down. This is the garage door coming down. And this is the log. Okay, so here's the log. Ready? Ready? Yeah. And it touches on the log and it starts going back up.
And that's it. That's your video.
And the video's over. So I'm thinking this is the corniest, cheesiest little video, but it's something. Well, man, I got to tell you, the comments I get, I didn't know my garage door did that. It's just amazing. People went out and tried it with their foot. They tried it with something hard first. And it's like, hey, man, I put my arm under there. You know what? It stopped when I stood under it, my shoulder. It's incredible. So some little throwaway became something that created a whole bunch of engagement. So keep in mind that if you're going to do paid advertising, you got to not worry so much about being professional. You don't know what the public is going to respond to. Let's face it, in the old days, not even 10 years ago, the idea of making a video was a $10,000 affair, and it had to be professional, and you needed all the cameras and the lighting and the people that knew what to do. And now I can promise you that some random video of your cat done in complete poor quality stuck up on YouTube can get 1 million views. And that super professional video that you paid $20,000 to do will get none. And this is very evidenced by actually real estate videos, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
You see the super professional drone fly-ins, whatever, you look at them on YouTube, they have 4 views. You see the guy that just walked around with their phone talking about something cool and it's got 600 views. People like authenticity now. They don't like overly polished professionalism. You still have to be a professional, look professional. But the idea that you have to have drone fly-ins and completely, zoom out, panoramic perfection in your video, it's actually not true. They're buying you and trusting in you as much as they are in the home, right? If the home looks pretty good on a video and they're trusting you, they're going to come see that home. If the home looks amazing on the video and they're not seeing you or trusting you, less certain that they're going to come. They might go search for another realtor because they want to see that home. So just be careful with the idea of professionalism. Things are easy today.
Yeah. And there's lots of different lead magnets that you can create to add value when you're doing both free and paid lead generation. These are some that we created, the ultimate guide to finding the right home, 7 common home selling mistakes, 9 questions to ask when hiring a real estate agent.
5 hard truths about renovation returns when selling. Almost anybody that's thinking of redoing their kitchen before they sell is going to want to have that piece of information. So it's a perfect thing. Hey, looking to renovate before selling? Gee, that sounds like an advertisement, Craig. That might just work on Facebook. That might just work with a little video. I can see possibilities.
Absolutely. So creating these yourself, once again, you want to do them for free. You can create them. Go into Canva. A little bit of help on there. You can go and create the pictures. Get a good headshot of yourself with a power pose. We're going to go into power poses later on as to the right poses. Get the colors a little bit right. Come up, and you can go and research this online. And find some books out there, and then make it your own. Change the content enough so you're not plagiarizing.
That's right. Yeah, and you'll find that a lot of the stuff, what we found as we wrote all of our guides was, we went and we looked at 10 guides, and we quite frankly didn't agree with 3 or 4 points in every guide we read, but we agreed with 5 or 6 points in every guide we read. So we just amalgamated all the points that we agreed on, added in the stuff that came to our mind that was missing, and bada bing, bada boom, we had a guide. So you don't need to sort of overthink it, but you do need to make it your own, because if you give out just a random guide that you haven't actually taken the time to read and somebody actually downloads it and starts asking you a question, you're going to look pretty funny when you're not at all understanding of what the content is you gave out. So that's another key to paid advertising, is it's not as friendly as your friend. When your friend comes and looks at your guide and asks you a question, I don't know, it's just some system I bought, that works. In a paid situation, when they come and ask you about that guide, you better have read it. You better have understood it before you're out there promoting against it, because the paid advertising audience is not friendly like the friendly audience or even the cold contact that you met on the street. So make sure you get familiar with the content if you didn't write it yourself. If you had it ghostwritten, if you bought it, if you acquired it, make sure you at least know it before you go and spend advertising dollars on it, because it will absolutely waste your money if you don't have the ability to answer questions easily and quickly without having to go read it to find out how to answer the question.
Exactly. So now let's talk about the places where you got free and paid, and you're going to see some are completely free, some are paid, and some will cross over, and you'll be able to do both. So whether you're talking with friends and family, the walk and talk, networking functions, social media, and I know you're going to go into Facebook a little bit there, Dennis. Referrals, community postings, and email marketing. There's a mixture of free and paid, And sometimes, the free version isn't going to give you as good a results as paid will.
And contrary to popular belief, family and friends is not free. You pay. Oh, how you pay.
Yes, yeah. There's sometimes it's good to go for family and friends. Let them know what
If
you
you
do.
can survive your family and friends, you will be a successful real estate professional.
Exactly. And
But
this is
don't
where you
approach as if they're
ask
going to
for
be a
help.
customer today.
Yeah, ask for help, ask for referrals. People are going to know you're a real estate professional, but you don't want to be showing up to every family event and talking about real estate.
Yeah, and it's really key that you are sort of looking for the fact that, well, I guess there's two stages, right? If you're a brand new real estate agent, then you need to go out and tell everyone you're a real estate agent, but don't say, hey, do you want to be my customer? Immediately say, do you know anyone that I could help? Like, I'm just starting out. Come on, throw me a bone. You can use that approach. Once you're an established real estate agent, you'll have more recognition as that's what you do. So you just want to always be playing the referral game when you talk to people. If they're ready themselves, they're going to be instantly talking to you because they're ready themselves because you said, hey, do you know anybody? You know what? My husband and I, we've been just starting to think about, maybe it's time. So you're just always going after the help and referrals. Obviously having your lead magnet so that, oh my gosh, we're thinking of doing renovations. Really? I've got this really cool guide. Pop over here to my website. Here's a URL. Grab my guide. It'll help you with the process. The more guides you have, the more tools you have to give away in conversation where people are at that point where they need that particular thing. Maybe it's something like, how to find the next best rental property. You just want to be the person who can help with everything to do with real estate. Because remember, your average public doesn't realize the difference between buying and selling and renting. As far as they're concerned, a real estate agent does all of it until they get more familiar and they buy and sell the house to realize that a real estate agent doesn't care about renting at all. So you got to be sort of cognizant of that. And if you can help a person who's still renting and they become attached to you, you just set yourself up for that customer in 7 years when they are ready to buy or sell. So you really got to be having the tools in your toolkit to be able to generate that database that turns into your long-term fortunes.
Yep, absolutely. And friends and family, it's free to talk to, but if you add a referral and maybe a little bit of a finder's fee, hey, if you send anybody to me that buys, I got a $500 Amazon gift card for you. So a free referral. If you add a little bit of an incentive for a referral, you'll find you'll get more serious people.
I decided to quit Amazon, Craig. I'm out.
Did you?
I used to get stuff 4 hours later. Now they come sometimes tell me it's going to take 3 days. It's just ridiculous. I order studio equipment and they're like, hey, that's not important in the COVID world. So you're going to get that in 2 weeks. I'm like, whoa, man, that's it. I'm out. I quit. Wait, it could come by Canada Post in a month.
It could.
Okay, maybe Amazon's not so bad. I'm back in. So with family and friends, same rule. Don't exchange contact details unless you truly plan to follow up within 24 hours. Done right. It's literally, you met them, you turn around, you put 3 pieces of information into your CRM, you hit a button, that's it. They followed up with forever now. So that's what you want to get to so that you never miss the opportunity to get someone into your system, someone into your system, someone into your system. Get them into your system.
Yeah.
Maximize the return on your advertising investment.
Yeah, and we said create all the systems ahead of time so that you're able to do free and paid lead generation.
Absolutely.
Now, networking events have kind of morphed a little bit, Dennis. I know we do see networking events are all happening now on Zoom, like we're doing right now.
And you know what? They might be easier, Craig.
Yeah,
I gotta say,
you don't have to wear pants to a networking event now.
No, you got to wear socks. Oh, hang on, other way around. You don't have to wear socks, but you should wear pants.
Well, these shorts.
Okay, shorts.
Got to wear a nice shirt. I wonder
the reason why I think networking events are easier.
COVID, all of the dry cleaners are going to be cleaning shirts and no pants.
That's right, exactly. Pants will be $1, shirts will be $20. So the reason why that I think networking events have changed possibly for the positive, it used to be that, you had to meet everybody one-on-one, right? So you'd go to a networking event and you literally would have to meet them one-on-one, unless it's like a VBN where they actually have you all do the little introduction thing. you roll up to a networking event with the Chamber of Commerce, and it's free hors d'oeuvres and maybe a free drink, and you start talking to people, and there's 100 people there, and you got to do your best not to get trapped in a conversation, and you got to do your best to move through the room and get as many contacts. But now that they've gone online to Zoom, the interesting thing is a lot of people ask a question, and then a person says, oh yeah, send me some information. And oh yeah, me too, me too, me too. So all of a sudden you collect 10 leads because you said, well, I've got this thing. What do? I'm a real estate professional, and I have this really cool guide that I'm willing to give anyone for free that puts their email address in the chat box. So all of a sudden, instead of you needing to move through the room one at a time, you can put your lead magnet out there and have 10 people jump on it.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly convinced that networking events online are actually a better use of your time. You don't have to drive there. You don't have to drive back. If the audience sucks, whatever, you move on. You don't have to sit through it. So I think maybe we're learning some power techniques by accident. We've been forced into a power technique, but most people are not utilizing it. So I'd even suggest that paid networking events online, the ones that are charging you $20 to get onto it, you're going to get a higher level of people in there. It would be worth spending $20. You were going to buy a beer at the networking event anyways. Pay your $20, get into a networking event, have a couple of lead magnets available. So when people ask, what do? You pick the one based upon what you learned about everyone else, right? If everyone's telling you who they are, you can start to figure out if they're homeowners, not homeowners. Are you better off with a renter guide? You're better off with a renovation guide. And then boom, when it's your turn, hey, I'm a real estate agent and I have a special freebie for everyone today. Boom. 20, 30, 40, 50 people suddenly jump on your list in 1 hour. You'll never get through 20 or 30 or 40, well, maybe 20. In a networking event of 2 hours, I've got through 20 people before. But boy, you feel just a little bit dirty doing it because it's like, yep, okay, next, yep, okay, next, yep, okay, next, yep, okay, next. You got a boogie.
Yeah, and if you're looking for a really good one, a meetup every Tuesday night at I think 7 p.m. Go 7 to 9. Vancouver Business Network. Look at it up on Meetup. They're a great one. Right now, they're not even charging to do it online, and you get a chance on that networking event to you have 30 seconds to say who you are, where you're from, and what you do. So really great way to be able to connect with a lot of people.
And the best part about it is you can stick a link in the chat box saying, anyone who wants my guide, boom, you put it in the chat box. And this is acceptable procedure now. Once you've said your piece and your piece was about that free lead magnet, almost no organizer is going to be angry if you put a link for them to go get that freebie.
And you want to be in these networking events, in these meetups, you want to be consistent. I mean, we have been participating just as guests in Vancouver Business Network for over 2 years now.
Yeah.
And we always made sure that we were there. We added good value. We talked to everybody. We were never salesy or preachy. People knew what we did and we participated. But we participated every single week. We didn't just go once in a blue moon. We were always
Consistency is key. Otherwise, why should people trust you? If you're not there constantly, then how serious are you about your business? If you're there once and then you come back 6 weeks later, everybody there is just going to think, oh, there's that real estate agent again, just trying to get from us instead of give to us. So yes, consistency should up. And you do have to have your 1 minute answer to what do you do that can be easily shrunk to 30 seconds because you'll usually get 30 seconds to a minute at any networking event to say, what do you do? It's critical that you have a proper what you do. And what you do is not, I'm a real estate agent that can buy or sell houses everywhere in the world. That's not what you do. You need to go specific to go broad. It needs to be, I'm a real estate agent that focuses on the North Burnaby area. And I mostly work with Asian immigrants between the age of 25 and 39, preferably male. Wow. You got to go specific to be broad because that's what makes you the expert, Craig.
Yeah. Be the expert, because when you're expert in a niche, you're able to go outside your niche and work. Because people say, well, you know what? I don't fit into that, but I know somebody that is close to that. Can you help them too?
Exactly. So the more specific you go, the more they want you and the more they'll try to convince you that you could handle someone that's not quite your niche because it's a good friend of theirs and they really need help. So it's quite like magic. We've watched this at a live networking event where I coached a lady right before, and I thought she was very unhappy about my unsolicited advice. She was pretty standoffish. I think she was Sri Lankan, and she had all this beautiful ethnicity about her. So I told her to use that, and she says, nah. And then it came her time to speak, and she used exactly what I taught her to do. She had 4 people mob her at the end of the thing, and she just looks over at me like, so it does work. We're not crazy. It sounds crazy, I know, but it's not.
Now let's get into social media, Dennis. I mean, we got
Good
4
about that.
main ones. LinkedIn, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Facebook, you spend a lot of time in Facebook and Facebook
Yeah.
page. Instagram, I don't spend a lot of time on Instagram myself.
From an advertising point of view, Instagram is Facebook. So you reach Instagram users by posting ads on Facebook. From an Instagram point of view, on the free side, yes, the real difference for me between Facebook and Instagram is if you're going to be on Instagram, you better be more careful about your images. So you want to go and take a couple of the free courses online that teach you how to take good pictures with your iPhone. And the number 1 rule of thumb, hang on, let me grab my phone. Forgot it. So the number 1 rule of thumb with good pictures, whether you're going to use them for Facebook or Instagram, if you are standing up, looking at something and holding your phone like this and about to take a picture, you definitely are taking a crappy picture. So just know that every time you think, oh, I'll just get a quick picture, you are making a picture that is uninspiring and will have close to 0 engagement, no matter how beautiful the thing you're taking a picture of. So when you go and you take some of these courses, they're going to teach you how, like for a house picture, your best thing is to literally be on the sidewalk, literally down on your hands and knees with your phone on the ground, pointed up with a little bit of an angle. You take that picture and all of a sudden that house looks like it's just popping out at them, right? Proper lighting, right? Oh, it's a little bit dark, but I'm here, I'll take it. No, come back tomorrow when it's not dark, right? Or take the dark one to get started and come back and replace it as soon as possible. So there's so many tips and tricks. This is probably better than almost every camera that's existed for the last 10 years, right? So now this has grown to be better than the really expensive cameras of 10 years ago. So you just need to learn how to use it. And it's quite crazy when you just do some of the simplest techniques that you can learn online. It's amazing how many more comments you get on your photos. So yeah. Instagram, you need to be much more cognizant of your photo quality than Facebook.
Right.
And of course, YouTube videos, some of the most watched videos are fuzzy, scratchy, no sound videos of cats doing crazy things. So don't overthink your YouTube presence. Be professional yourself, but you don't need, full lighting and 6 camera angles and mic'd up and this. You just need your phone and some selfie stuff and some forward stuff.
We'll go into more details on that in
exactly.
a second on some of your techniques on YouTube. But let's talk about lead generation on LinkedIn. Yep. So it is the most underutilized free or paid when you're using premium, because there is a reason to upgrade to premium lead generation tool for real estate agents. Biggest reason, Dennis, is it helps you gain Google ranking for your name.
Correct. Yeah, the more you're following and the more active your LinkedIn profile is, the more likely you will show up with your LinkedIn profile at the top. And typically, if you have an active Facebook profile and a not as active LinkedIn profile, the LinkedIn profile will get there faster than your Facebook profile, just because the general premise of Google is about giving you good information and professional information. Google tends to like LinkedIn more because it is a place of professionals versus Facebook, where often it is personal. So even with pages and stuff, they still tend to rank the LinkedIn stuff higher. So you definitely want to have a good presence on LinkedIn as a real estate agent.
Yeah. And the great thing about LinkedIn is that you can target high net worth individuals as future prospects, because would you rather target somebody that is making a mid to high 6-figure income or somebody that's making $35,000 to $40,000 a year? You can target.
And LinkedIn prospecting tends to keep you motivated. So the free LinkedIn prospecting that we teach, you can literally go and get 10 connections, ask for 10 connections a day in about 2 minutes and 36 seconds, I think, the last time we timed it. So it's very, very efficient. But every time someone does connect back, you feel that little dopamine hit of, oh, wow, somebody likes me. So it's not a fast process necessarily, but the LinkedIn lead generation that you do for free, it is motivational. It makes you feel every day over your cup of coffee you've started working on your business instead of doing something that has no value, like organizing your filing cabinet again. For maximum benefits, though, with LinkedIn and with everything else, if you're going to get into paid, you need to have an all-star profile, you need to have the assets, and you're going to need to have a tool or system to track. Now, LinkedIn also does paid ads. LinkedIn paid ads can be very, very high quality, but they can also be very, very costly. If you're looking at doing a LinkedIn paid lead generation campaign, I would expect that you want to budget $500 to $1,000 a month, or you probably won't get very far. So it can be pretty pricey, and it's not as easy to find little accidental winners in the LinkedIn advertising system.
Right. And you got to have a CRM. You need to track it. You need a tool, because LinkedIn does not make it very easy to track somebody you had a conversation with yesterday, especially when you got a lot of people.
Yeah, if you have 1,000 people that you've been connecting to and you're trying to keep track of what to say to them next without some kind of an overlay tool, it's basically impossible on LinkedIn.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one thing, you need to have an all-star profile. It doesn't take a lot to get you there, but you really got to have a professional background image.
And the real keys are the components of it. So first of all, the houses and the imagery that you have on it better be housing and imagery that is found in your local area. Otherwise, you become non-congruent. So if someone looking to move to Burnaby would see these images, and when they come to Burnaby, they would see places that look like this, and this would all be pretty good. Or if they looked online on houses, they'd see stuff similar to your profile. If you've got, Malibu mansions and you're saying you're Burnaby specialist, instantly as people start to research you, they're going to be like, but why has he got California images? I mean, I don't get it. So you're going to instantly put a block up in their mind.
Yep.
You need to have your logo. You need to have your phone number. You need to have your contact details right in your image. I get it. You can find them on LinkedIn somewhere else. Tell me where. Yeah, see, that's why you don't do that. You put them in the image so no one has to go find them. Hey, Mr. Customer, I love you so much, and I thank you for taking the time to look at my profile. And if you'd like to contact me, go figure it out. No, not usually the best way to create engagement, Craig.
Right. Exactly. So you can see there's his phone number, there's his email, there's his website, there's his logo. Everything is there, all professional.
Absolutely.
And
so to get this done, if you were to outsource this, you could probably get that done for around $300. You can usually do it yourself as well with things like Canva, but you do need to make sure that this is professional. So if you do it yourself and you're thinking, it's good enough, it's not. If you're doing it yourself and people you don't know are saying it's awesome, then it's awesome. If it's people you know saying it's awesome, they're lying. So be really, really careful. When you say, hey man, I just made my Facebook header, what do you think? They're all going to say it's great. If you took that same header and said, hey, I just paid someone to do this Facebook header for me, what do you think? You will find out the truth of your friends' comfortable, kind lies.
Now let's talk about Facebook, Dennis. This can be a deep, dark hole.
Oh yes. If you would like to learn how to go broke quickly, just go jump into Facebook advertising. Just try it out, right? Set your campaign up at $1,000 because that's your monthly budget and let her rip. No, don't do that, because that $1,000 will disappear in a day if you set it wrong, a couple of hours if you didn't. It'll generate nothing, because when you get into Facebook, you need a Facebook business page that tells your story and has some assets and has some freebies and has some stuff to capture their attention. Because by doing a Facebook ad campaign, even if you're pushing them off to a funnel or something, they're also seeing who did the sponsored ad. So they're going to jump onto your page as well. So having your page up with a proper header graphic and everything, it's super, 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 super critical. On that page, the 80-20 rule, is that fair anymore, Craig? 80-20? I don't
90-10, 95-5.
95-5. You can't load this full of self-serving stuff. Nobody cares that you're a realtor. I'm sorry. I know you probably pay 92 cents a month through your fees somehow to be a realtor, or maybe it's $50 a month. I don't know, but nobody cares. So get over it. Nobody cares about comparables. Nobody cares about all that until they've engaged you. So make sure that they're helpful and relevant posts, and don't put stuff like, oh, and by the way, make sure you don't try to sell it yourself because it's dangerous and it's this. Because all you did there was you made me go, really? I can sell it myself? Oh, I better look into that before I call this guy. By the way, he's not very smart if he's telling me I can sell it myself. Huh. So you probably are doing yourself no good at all by bringing it up. Just go there and show them how you can make it happen with less stress and less time for more money for them, right? Just make it all about them. Make it all about them.
Yeah. And this is where your lead magnets come into play, your different guides, good information that can help somebody that they would want to share.
That's right. Yeah. If it's just a place where everybody comes and they learn cool stuff and they get free stuff, then they don't need to remember your lead magnet funnel address, because they can just say, hey, go get on this guy's page and take a look. I mean, I've seen him do, free giveaway for like renters and for this and for that. You just got to get on this guy's page, right? It'll get out there. It can go viral if you have your page with enough information on it, but it has to be non-self-serving. It can't be all about the sales pitch about why you're wonderful. You having all this free stuff and all this content and all this wild stuff and this sort of constant flow of neat stuff is what makes you wonderful. And then it gets easier than that, Craig. Once you have your Facebook page up, all you do is from your personal profile, if you're in all the investor groups and the whatever, every time you see something interesting, you consider that your Facebook page is a place where people come to get the best, most current information about real estate. So as you're looking on your regular and you see some article that's interesting, not to a real estate agent, but interesting to somebody who might be in the market to buy or sell a house in your area. So if you see an interesting article about Toronto and you're in Vancouver, don't repost that article. But that's where you share to a page, from your personal to your page, and you just start sharing stuff. And you can easily get 2 or 3 posts in the course of your normal Facebook time that can create some engagement to your page. So yeah, it's really not that hard to get your page to appear to be constantly updated. It doesn't take like a bunch of extra effort. It just takes a little bit of a different way of thinking.
Yeah. And adding videos on your Facebook generates 400% more interest than images.
Yeah, so videos are really cool, and we're actually going to share a little bit about how you can do a cool video tour of one of your listings and how that adds to a whole bunch of stuff. It turns out too, Craig, that 1 to 3 p.m. on Thursday and Fridays are the highest engagement times for posts. Go figure. Who knew?
There you go.
So, but Craig, I'm not available 1 to 3 p.m. I wouldn't be able to do that. I'm going to do it Monday morning because that's when I have time.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Then
So
you don't want the
you've been
engagement
told.
Monday morning.
But here's the neat part. Hootsuite or a million other tools, even Facebook itself allows you to schedule your posts.
There you go.
So Monday morning, you can set it all up and push the button to make it go out at 1:03 on Thursday. So pay attention to these rules, guys. I mean, a lot of people don't pay attention to the rules, right? The rules are there because the research has been done. They're not a rule because someone decided that. They're a rule because you can get metrics that'll show you that this is the case. So figure out how to use it. If we talk a bit more about the advertising side of Facebook, never boost a post. I know it's easy. It's also the biggest way to sewer your money. So boosting a Facebook post is a no-no forever, unless you do it right. So here's the key. Facebook is all about audiences. Facebook has one of the most interesting and finite way of creating an audience. You can say, I just want doctors. I want people in med school. So I think I'm going to try to actually do a little bit of a live thing with the share screen here to just sort of show you how cool it is.
Okay, let me stop sharing mine.
Biggest things to do, and it wasn't coming up earlier, so let me just double check.
Are you able to share screen right now as a panelist?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
But I am finding that for whatever reason, the audiences I was going to share don't want to come up. So give me a second while I try to sort this out. You go ahead and talk about other things, Craig.
Sort of. Well, you know what? And Facebook, we've been doing Facebook now, and we took a course on it last year.
Yeah.
And it sounds easy, and it's really cool, all the metrics. But Dennis, I mean, the number of hours, I should say days, actually probably weeks, that you have invested into doing Facebook advertising. Not to mention
it is super simple, but it ain't easy.
It isn't easy. And that's
actually, it's not even simple. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm actually going to go into an audience. Okay, I'm not going to spend the time to teach you how to get to the audiences. You can do a bit of Google research to see how to get to where your audiences are set up. But I'm going to actually share my screen right now. Oh, no, you've disabled screen sharing for me.
That's
Greg.
what I figured. I thought it might be disabled for you. So hang on. All panelists.
And then I'm also going to show you other couple of tools that are pretty interesting.
You try now, Dennis.
All right.
So I had you locked out.
That's all right. I'm used to being locked out, usually because I said something wrong to my wife, but okay, so here was an audience that I created to find real estate agents in the lower mainland of British Columbia. So one of the first things you can do with an audience is you can go into the locations, people living in or recently in this location. Or I can even just say, no, I don't want them recently in. I just want that they're living in this location. Or I only want that they're recently in this, or that they're traveling to this. So you've got all these options. As a real estate, looking for real estate agents, I like the idea, or even if I was a real estate agent looking for clients, I would go definitely living in or recently in, because of course, somebody looking to move there was probably recently in the area. So definitely living in or recently in the location, a great way to start. And then from here, you can just start including. So I think I want to include Sweden. And it'll instantly tell me that I can add Sweden. And if I add Sweden, my potential audience jumps by almost 500,000 people. Okay, so if I get rid of Sweden, so you'll see my potential audience reach here, 510,000 people with Chilliwack, Nanaimo, Vancouver, and Sweden. If, however, I realize that that was an error because I don't sell homes in Sweden, I take it out, we'll see that my audience goes back down to 310,000 people. So I've started with Chilliwack, Nanaimo, Vancouver, all of the places close, and I've set a radius of 50 miles. So you can set your radius anywhere from 10 to 50. So you'll see if I look at the map, I'm covering this whole area through, I think if I zoom out a bit, you can still see it. So you can see I'm carrying Vancouver. I'm actually even getting into Seattle and Washington. So it's not ideal with radius. You don't have to use the radius, but I found it's the easiest way to sort of blanket an area. If you get a little bit of wrong traffic, it's not the end of the world. My potential reach with this setting is actually not 310,000 people. With just this settings, it would be millions of people. However, we can go deeper. So once we've taken well, if we just look here, we can see I've said location. Canada, Chilliwack, Victoria, British Columbia. Age, I've picked people between 29 and 55. Okay, so you can get them by age. Language, I can say I only want people that use UK English or US English. And then I exclude interests. Okay, so I can say the things that if they like these things, I don't want them. So if somebody's interest is high school, I don't want them because chances are they're a high school student. They're not my buyer. So I need to get them out of the pool so I'm not paying money to advertise to someone who isn't interested. Education, in high school, in college, or in grad school. Not likely home buyers. So let's exclude them from the numbers, okay? And then people who match. So now I'm adding the things that I like. Interest. In this case, I was looking for real estate agents like all of you. I wonder how many of you got here because of a Facebook ad. See, it works. Anyhow, so we said real estate broker agent, National Association of Real Estate Brokers, licensed real estate agent, every real estate company that there is in the lower mainland that I could find, and all the way down to everything that I could find, job titles, employers, everything that makes sense. I also have the ability to say I only want men or I only want women. In the case of real estate agents, interestingly enough, when I split test this with women only, I got better results. I got less results with men only. But when we work in the restaurant industry, I lock it down to men only because women don't buy. So all of this stuff is stuff that you will test with your campaigns. And I know at this point, everyone already has a splitting headache and we're only just beginning. See, this stuff gets me super excited. A lot of other people, I mean, if we could see their faces right now, Craig, I think a bunch of them would look like this. So we carry on down. So here's where the detailed targeting starts to happen. So it's detailed targeting, include people who match. And I have said in demographics, People whose employers are Century 21. Do you think a couple of real estate agents might work at Century 21, Craig?
I think a couple might. Yeah, there might be a few.
I thought so too. And so those are the easy ones to think about, but then you sort of get crazier. Like if you're looking in the world of a real estate agent looking for people, looking for potential sellers or buyers, you'd want to go more to the demographics of high net worth individuals. So you could say, hang on, let's try doctor. Look at that. There's all kinds of doctors here. And it's giving me a bunch of suggestions. And I can see that there's 5.5 million people whose additional interest is Doctor Who. So of course, that's not really a doctor, but anyways, this is how it works. So you can go, oh, Doctor Strange, online doctor, doctor's visit, Doctor Stranger. So this is all in interests. But then eventually I'll get doctorate degree. I can actually go and browse for demographics, work, job titles, oh, it didn't come up. Welcome to Facebook advertising. It's not always logical. Job titles, hang on. So it'll be professions. So industries maybe. So industries could be healthcare and medical services, right? So I've instantly said, I just want to go and look for people in the healthcare and medical services industry. There is a way to drill down. I'm not going to get into it all. I mean, literally, welcome to Facebook ads.
Hours.
Yeah, like you literally, is that it? Is that it? And then you'll just about have it all done. And you'll do something wrong and you'll wipe some of it out and you'll start over. So understand, this is a bit of a rabbit hole. So if it's 20 minutes before dinner and your wife or husband will be really upset if you miss dinner, do not open audiences. Stay away, stay away. Boost a post, take the hit on the 20 bucks that's going to do nothing for you and show up for dinner. Because if you start this process a half hour before dinner, you know, somewhere around 3 in the morning, you're going to roll into bed thinking you have the greatest campaign going and you'll have forgot to turn it on or something. But the cool part is you can just go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You can even search only within your friends network, people who like your page, friends of people who like your page. So interesting, this is people who like your page. This isn't your personal profile. So the bigger your audience gets, the more you can reach out. Because if you've got a bunch of people that have been attracted to your audience on your Facebook page, and now you can advertise to the people on your page and the people who are friends of the people who like your page. Imagine you've already got an audience of people that are interested in what you do, and you can go reach out to their friends too. So it is super crazy detailed. And then here's the excluding. So everything that you can include for, you can exclude for. You can even narrow the audience. So you can narrow the audience by saying they need to be a property managing realtor and hold a doctorate degree. So you can do that. They need to be all of these things and this in order to qualify. Or you can say they need to be all of things but not this. Or you can say all of these things and this but not this. Why is everybody not excited like me? This is just the coolest stuff ever.
And
now,
this is Dennis, why there are professionals whose job is full-time to do your Facebook campaigns.
Yeah.
A lot of money. And Dennis, is it worth it?
Yeah. Pay for it. I'm sorry. I just pay for it. Even we pay for it. I know how to do it. I know how to teach it, but even we pay for it. It is fairly thankless work. But, you know, if you were going to say, I'm going to just go blow away, you know, I don't know, 20 bucks a week, and I'm just going to put something out there. The weirdest thing about Facebook is every now and then you could accidentally trip across a unicorn and you could have an ad that pulls really well. So is it worth to put an hour a week into? Probably. Is it worth to throw 20 bucks or 50 bucks a week at? Probably. Is it going to make you cry repeatedly? Yes. Because everything you think is going to work isn't going to work. You're going to get such an understanding of how messed up the internet is and how little you know about the world. Because no matter how much you know about the world that isn't on the internet, the world on the internet's not the same animal. And this is really the key to advertising. You can't. So if you had an hour to spend to write ads, the old way of thinking would be to spend that hour to come up with one really good ad. In Facebook advertising, you spend that hour to come up with 15 ads that are completely random and stupid. One of my top performing ads, Craig, for just sales and marketing automation was a picture of me down in San Francisco at Lucas Arts, standing beside R2D2. And the picture was turned sideways and it had a pink border around it. And my ad was, have your sales gone sideways? All the cool stuff I did drew very, very poorly, cost me a fortune. That ad went out there at 30 cents, picking me up all kinds of traffic because the ad was shocking. The ad didn't fit into a Facebook feed, right? So on top of defining your audience with Facebook advertising, it comes down to your image needs to be something that interrupts the thought pattern. So staying away from blue is really important because Facebook is blue. So you need jarring stuff. You need a border around your image so that it makes me look at it. It breaks up the scroll. And it just turned out that a sideways image of me wearing a hoodie in front of, standing there with R2D2 on its side, for whatever reason, made us money. So you can't overthink it. You need to do, and be really fast to turn off ads. You'll start to get a flow because you'll see that, you know, it's been served up 100 times and nobody's clicked on it. If that's happened, you know that one's about to cost you $2 when someone finally clicks on it. So turn it off before that happens. So managing it and learning a bit of a strategy is critical. We're not here to teach a whole course on it. That would take a weekend. But I just wanted you to see that it is possible. There's tons of free stuff that'll get you close enough. The reality is when it comes to Facebook advertising, paying to have it done is usually better. And more importantly is, even if you are doing it yourself, really limit your time because it's a rabbit hole. You can literally spend all week getting excited by it like I do and have zero benefit to you. So there you go. Facebook advertising in a nutshell.
Yeah, and a lot more, and there's courses you can take. It's not something that we want to teach specifically, but definitely we played with it, and it can work, or you can watch it. You know, Dennis, you just said you were doing some just the other day, and you were watching your leads. You were getting 30-cent traffic, and then you turn it on the next day, and it's $1.20.
You cannot, like with Google AdWords, you can set it and forget it. With Facebook ads, you need to be on top of it because that ad that was coming in at 30 cents can turn into $2.50 tomorrow. So you need to be there. You need to keep budget controls on it. So if that happens, it runs your budget out and you don't waste $300. So that's why with Facebook, it's all about micro budgets times 100 campaigns. So it is a lot of work. Hiring a professional is definitely going to be more effective, but understand, did you remember, did you see how much work it was? So don't expect a professional to do it for $5. A professional is going to cost you, and they're worth every penny, because a professional that you pay $500 to that gets you 15-cent traffic versus you paying a poor professional that gets you dollar traffic and tries to get you excited about it. Just imagine how much more money you make by paying a guy $500 to get you 15-cent traffic than paying a guy $50 to get you dollar traffic.
Yep.
It's just the math.
There it is. And you're going to need to have that all-star profile. You already built one for your LinkedIn. Have them create one for your both your personal page and your business page for Facebook. Got to look good.
Instagram. Again, the neat part is Instagram and Facebook are connected when it comes to ads. So that same audience definition and all that kind of stuff is there. You can choose to advertise them both the same, or you can choose to split them up and do the different things. And you will need an Instagram business page and the same rules and actions for posting and content. However, like we said earlier, focus on great images, unique images, properly balanced images. Learn why there's that XO box over top of your camera images. If you turn on the right setting, it's not there to play X and O's. It's actually there to help you compose better photos. Learn a little bit about how your iPhone or your Samsung or your Android device works for taking pictures, and take better pictures for Instagram and little videos and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Now, YouTube, I mean, you love YouTube. You know, you got some great ideas on how to do it right. We see it done wrong. We see it done right. Most people don't realize it's the second largest search engine, and it's underutilized by real estate agents.
Yeah, so the real key with YouTube is you need to decide your keywords before you arrive on site to make a video, because the biggest key to YouTube is YouTube is transcribing your videos automatically for the purpose of indexing you. So when you get to do your video, first of all, remember, if you're ever holding your camera like this, you are definitely doing it wrong. So if you're doing a video, yes, you may be at eye level, but you still won't be like this. So taking a picture like this at eye level is never correct. And taking a video with your phone in this orientation is never correct. This is the correct orientation for taking videos on your phone if you would like to get maximum YouTube engagement. Otherwise, they look something like you were watching my video, right? And hang on, boom, that's what they see. They see random stuff on the left and right of your video, and that's just not any fun. So when you do it this way, they see like this. Boy, that's hard to do. Okay, I give up. Anyways, you get the point. So make sure you do videos with the right orientation. So you write a good headline and description because it's automatically creating a transcription, which won't be necessarily correct, but you want to make sure you say your name at least 3 times during the course of your walkthrough video. You want to make sure that you say the address of the property at least 3 times. And remember, when you rock up to my address to take a video, you don't start with, "Hey, my name's Dennis Wilson, and we're going to go and look at 2333 Smith Street in Yaletown, Vancouver." No, you go, "Hi, my name's Dennis Wilson. And we're just walking up to this most beautiful property at 33 Smythe Street in Yaletown, Vancouver. And you're going to love what you see." And the reason for that is when you go too fast and get too excited, Google doesn't understand you. We can say YouTube, but it's Google. They don't understand you, so they transcribe you wrong. So now you're not going to show up for 33 Smythe Street because you mispronounced it. So you take it easy. And that'll create that file, and you're going to say that 3 times throughout the course of it. You start, and again, this isn't rocket science. Start at the car. "Hey, my name's Dennis Wilson. I'm coming up." You know, it's in selfie mode. And then you go, "Oh, look at that great big yoga ball sitting on the chair." Actually, no, it'd be more exciting if you actually were in front of a property. But in my house, I'm looking at a great big yoga ball sitting on a chair, right? So now you're looking at that with your camera this way. And then you're back to, hang on, camera, yeah, that way, looking at that. And then you flip your camera around, you're back to you. So it's back and forth, so it stays engaging. So yes, you need to be on camera. And it's okay if it's a little bit like this because you're walking, because this is kind of normal. If you don't want it to be like this, there's little things you can buy for about $300, a little gimbal that'll hold your camera or hold your phone, and it'll take a bunch of that shake out, but it's not necessary. So you got to make sure that you say the address and everything clearly, the neighborhood, the address, so that the transcriptions pick you up. And you need to have the title and all of this stuff ready within 48 hours of posting your video. So it's best not to post your video until you have your title and description ready, and of course, knowing that you did your words right, the transcription. Then very quickly after you see the transcription with YouTube, you want to go in and edit it to make sure it's correct.
Right.
So it's really that simple. And you walk through the house. "Hey, check out this feature, check out that feature." You make a 5 or 10-minute video, right? From the curbside up through some yard features, some in-the-house features, right? And that's it. People are engaged to this sort of friendly, you're approachable, and you're just taking them on a tour, and you're pointing the things out in real language. You don't need a drone fly-in showing Science World in the background over False Creek, and then zooms around and comes careening back to look in my living room window. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Who are you? Do I trust you? Remember, it's 90% about trusting you. Yes, the home has to be the right home, but if they don't trust you, they're just going to go find the home through another realtor. So this is the key to it. The neat part is you end up with this library of videos. When you sell one, now you put sold. Now when they look for you, man, now you've got your name and all kinds of addresses proving that you're the expert in that area. So over time, your YouTube walkthrough videos just, oh my God, it's, man, there I go again. We're going to run way over time with this value.
And now YouTube advertising, paid advertising on YouTube, Dennis.
Absolutely amazing. And again, it's all done through Google, but YouTube advertising is some of the lowest cost advertising with little teaser videos. So you could pull out a little piece of your video to make a 15-second teaser, and boom, right? It could literally just you be saying, "Hey, my name's Dennis Wilson. I'm rocking up to 33 Smythe Street." Boom, that's it. Wait a second. I want to see that. I like that area, right? I'm a real estate professional rocking up to 33 Smythe Street where I have a listing. Boom, all done in 15 seconds. It's you, it's live, it's interesting, and it gets shown to like a whole bunch of people for real cheap. I generated like 1 cent traffic on YouTube. So super cool.
It is.
YouTube, love it, love it, love it.
We could do an entire training just on YouTube, creating YouTube videos.
Yes, we could.
But we're not today because we're running out of time. Referrals. This is where you get the power. I mean, referrals, they're free, but they're not free. If you treat referrals as a paid referral and say, look, the power of a joint venture with your family and friends and connections, meaning you offer them something for a referral if that referral buys or sells a home with you.
Absolutely, right? And having the swipe copy is the key to referrals. So if you're going to ask your friend for help, give them the email to send to their friends, right? Because otherwise the conversation goes, Craig, a real estate agent. Do you know anyone in real estate? Yeah, Dennis, I think I got a friend that needs real estate. Awesome. Can you introduce him to me? Yeah, I will.
And it never happens.
They
don't know how to introduce him to you properly.
Right. You go, hey, tell you what, I'm going to send you an email that you can send them. Excellent. Because now when you send the email, he's like, damn, I'm pot committed. I said I would do this. And more importantly, it's easy. He just has to forward or cut and paste the email. So swipe copy is super, super critical for referrals. If you're going to ask people for their help, give them the tools to help you. Don't expect that they're going to just go write a magical email about how awesome you are. You need to write the magical email about how awesome you are because they don't know how awesome you are, especially if they're your friend. My God, they're the worst judge of your awesomeness. Right?
Yeah. And then once you've written that swipe copy, and swipe copy just literally means the actual copy that they're going to swipe from you, copy from you, and send out to their friends. What they call it, swipe copy.
And of course, you need to have all your happy landing pages.
Yeah, all your landing pages and all your things that you've created at the beginning that we talked about, and your lead magnets and all those wonderful, books and guides and things that you've created, all part of making this work.
Now, folks, there's a reason why we don't run the paid webinar that often, because people get frustrated that, hang on a second, I thought I was just learning how to spend $100 a month and get rich. I didn't realize I had to spend $5,000 building stuff before I could start spending my $100 a month advertising. But that's just the reality of it. If you're going to get into paid advertising, if you're not going to do your assets, mark my words, don't advertise. Right. Get your assets in order, make sure they're professional, or you will just spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
And it's worse than that. You spend a lot of money to make yourself more and more unhappy, right? It's just an awful, awful feedback loop of negativity.
Community postings, now we're getting more and more popular, Dennis, as we start coming out of lockdown and getting out there. People are wanting to get out, talking, community centers, public places with bulletin boards.
Yep. What not to do. Don't post your business card unless the back of your business card is a link to a non-self-serving lead magnet or something. But posting your Century 21 business card or your Remax business card, I get it. That's awesome. You're their grand poobah marshmallow chocolate dipped hero. Nobody cares, especially at a community posting. They're just going to go, another real estate agent putting their card on our board. Put that in the garbage. So give something of value and your stuff will stay on the board because you're just giving value instead of trying to sell.
With a shortened URL to go to it, or a QR code to a landing page to get one of your lead magnets, one of your guides, how to get your home ready to sell during COVID. Oh, wow. I would want to go and see what that's all about.
How to make sure your realtor is not lying to you.
And email marketing. Now, this works great when you got a big list. Now, email is not dead. It's kind of dead on its own because it does not work well in isolation like it once did.
Correct. It's much more of your support staff. So if you think about it, all of your emails that go out, announcing listings or announcing a lead magnet or here's a piece of value or here's some great stuff or Merry Christmas or all that kind of stuff, most likely to someone who's not ready to buy or sell right now, they're going to create a nice little folder that says Dennis Wilson, right? And they're going to put all of my nice emails into that nice folder automatically for Dennis Wilson, which means they're not seeing any of my emails. But when somebody asks them about real estate agents, they're going to remember that they have this folder, Dennis Wilson, and they're going to see that there's 293 items in it. And they're going to go look at it and go, wow, this guy's really switched on. So your email your email marketing actually becomes the support to prove that you're real and you've been around for a long time. And it's really a weird thing about humans. The longer we know someone, or the longer we know of someone, the more we trust them, even if we don't talk to them. So your emails are the thing that actually generate that long-term trust. So having a constant stream of emails going, whether they look at it or not, the first 10 or 15 they're going to see. So it's going to register in their mind. And then they're going to stop seeing them, so they're going to put them in a folder. So they can get tricky. Every now and then you send it from a different email address, just because you want to stay top of mind. So there are some tricks. But the key is, when they finally find something to decide they're ready to engage with you, they're going to now go study all of that stuff in the folder. And nobody else is going to have a folder full of helpful tips and advice, because no one else is doing what you're doing. As a result, you shoot to the top of the list and the phone starts to ring. So remember, email marketing, it's your support tool. It's super critical to have a CRM that's in a forever follow-up for all of the people who aren't ready to buy or sell the day you meet them, or even within the next year from when you meet them. Stop throwing them away. They're your gold, your platinum, your rhodium, they're diamonds. Yeah.
We do a whole thing on copywriting. One of the things on how to write proper copyright. So join us if you haven't seen that one yet, because you don't want to be too professional in your copy. Once again, speaking human. You don't need a fully formatted HTML email with pictures that people aren't going to see because they don't download photos because they don't want to take up their data on their data plan. And as Dennis said, the 80-20 rule applies here as well. Don't be too self-serving. Good value.
Never be self-serving, right? The fact is, I'm a real estate professional. Signed off. You're a real estate professional, Dennis Wilson. Got it, right? All your accolades and all your whatever don't matter to your customer. They matter that you're still there, and they matter. Can you sell my home quickly for the best price, reducing my stress and keeping it legal and making my wife happy?
And this is what's going to ultimately make your phone ring. If you have all your points of contact, should be ultimately leading to build your email list.
Correct.
So Dennis, we talked about all of that. Some of the people are just, their brains are like, this is way too much.
They're still going,
I do
audiences,
not want to do this.
Who should I include? Who should I exclude? Who should I?
Yeah. So RealtyBizConnect is the one-touch and done lead generation, forever follow-up, and convert to a client real estate CRM that is built for you.
For you.
All this stuff that we just talked about already created.
Yep. We include creating all your required digital assets. So the minute you turn on with us, within 30 days, you can be running all your Facebook ads and doing all of your advertising experiments and your walk and talk and your brochures in the mail and all the stuff you're normally doing, all directing to proper assets.
Right.
So power pose and headshots.
This is really important. We talked about this at the beginning. You need to have the proper poses to put onto your lead magnets, on your guides, on your Facebook, your LinkedIn. These are the things you have to do. And there are specific poses that convert in digital marketing.
Correct. Keyword.
Your photographer is going to argue with.
Oh, yeah. Your photographer is going to want to do headshots and stuff the way they know, but digital marketing poses are not the same as headshots. In fact, headshots have been proven online to not work, period. So the more professional of a photographer you use for the more professional a headshot, the less likely you'll create engagement online.
Right. And big note, don't use a photo that is 10 years ago or 40 pounds ago. Real estate agents, I've seen them 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Come on, update your photos, people.
Yeah, we get it. That's when you were looking good and you're worried that you don't look good, but I hate to break it to you. The way you look is the way you look. So when you use that photo from 20 years ago and then you set up a meeting and they can't find you because you don't look like that anymore, you haven't done a lot of trust building.
No. When you've got, and it's okay. And a little bit of touch up is fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Use a little Photoshop,
But you still got to look like you.
But
if you're a lady and you had long hair and now you have short hair, I recommend redoing your photos. Guys aren't that smart. My wife tells me every time, she says, hey, that's that actress from such and such. And I'm like, no, don't see the resemblance. She's got short hair. What do you mean? She's not wearing the same kind of clothes. That's not her, right? Men are the worst most of the time. So if you cut your hair, redo your photo. If you change the color of your hair, redo your photo. Otherwise, you become non-congruent, and that's an instant loss of trust and engagement that you have to overcome in that meeting. you might as well just say, oh my God, you look just like your photo. That's what you want to hear.
Well, it's kind of like, online dating. You put a dating profile up there. I mean, this is always, a laughter, and it's kind of a joke, right? Oh yeah, you're never going to see, the photo that they upload is never the person that you meet. You don't want that to be the first lie that you share with your potential real estate client.
Exactly. It may seem fun to you, but it's not fun for them. So just be careful with that.
So #1 power pose. This is actually the #3 power pose because it is
within the group of #1 power poses.
But you can see this, and this is more of a casual pose for us that we did at a networking event. But it was the magic pose for us. It just happened to work. We use this in a lot of our social media, our websites. It's what we use. It just kind of came out.
So again, it's one of the power poses. So the key here is a woman and a man is the top converting pose. So if you're a husband-wife team or you're a man and woman team in real estate, get this pose done, the two of you back to back. It's the highest converting of all of them. Then you go to women and women, convert next best. And then men and men convert the next best after that.
Right.
So
it could be a single pose, doesn't it be
also a single pose.
Yeah. And you want to do it both sides. So you want to turn one way and the other way, depending on your social media. Notice your hands are above, they're not tucked in.
Yeah, never under your armpits.
So fingers are close, they're not splayed. Ours are a little bit wider than they probably should be on this photo, but it just worked out. But they're more together, like you can see on the side with Sarah. Casual, nice, high converting.
And works perfectly well in a complete suit and tie as well. So it's a super powerful pose.
Yeah. Now this one we call the giver. So pretend you have that big blue medicine ball that is sitting in your corner, Dennis, and you're handing it to somebody. So you're giving it. Your hands are turned sideways. It's not that big. Okay? They're not this way. This is the beggar. Okay, so we're not the beggar, the giver. And then you have the thinker. The great thing about the thinker is you can pull that extra couple of chins back.
A little bit of facelift. you can fix certain flaws.
You're not covering your face, okay? You're not smothering yourself. It's underneath your hand is cupping your elbow. Yep. All right. If you have a watch on, it's a good time to show off.
Again, it's
a nice watch.
Your fingers aren't all splayed like that. Everything's nicely compact and put together.
Yeah, it's very casual. And then there's the one that takes a little bit of guts. It doesn't work for everybody, but it certainly is engaging. It gets a lot of comments. I'd use this more for Facebook than I would ever use for LinkedIn. I actually have a very similar one as my Facebook background shot.
Yeah, and it works well with a lead magnet. So it's a good way of introducing your lead magnet, a little bit more casual lead magnet. So you could print out one of your covers and hold it like a book or stick it to the front of a book so it really feels like a book. But this works really well with lead magnets.
There you go. And this is what you're going to then end up using these photos to then build your LinkedIn profile. We do that for you. We design your LinkedIn background. We guide you in creating your photo. So you don't need a professional photographer to do your photos.
Nope.
Your cell phone is going to work just fine. So easy enough. Get somebody in your COVID circle.
Yep.
That is able to go and take some pictures, and we'll be on Zoom with you to help guide you through the photos. We're old enough to say you're not going to waste any film.
That's right.
And at the same time, we're going to update your Facebook as well. We're going to use the same look, but Facebook and LinkedIn, business and personal, are all different sized images, and our guys know the sizes, so they create them to work.
Yeah, and they're different layouts. So you need to be cognizant of all the different layouts so you're not putting text where a bubble with your face, where your headshot's going. So it's about getting all 4 images done so they're all congruent, but they are all specific to the platform you're putting them onto.
There you go. We're also going to create over 8 lead generators are already done. We're going to put your name on it. We give you the rights to the copy to be able to go and use it. We put your face on it, and then we change the colors. We don't just drop you on top of a book. The colors are then changed to match what you're wearing, your logos, so it's customized to look like it was created specifically for you.
Gotta be professional.
We also have a really cool open house module, which is great for a virtual open house right now, or one-on-one. So somebody can register, they're there, they can come in and they can book themselves in at certain times, so that you've got, we're following all the rules for open houses.
Yeah, and you get to get a little survey in to catch some more information about where they're at in the process, what they're in need of. And you can also, of course, put them on your forever follow-up.
Exactly. Home maintenance reminders. You don't have to go find them and build them yourselves. They're already done.
Yeah.
We've already created them. Got them all in.
30 or 40 emails in there. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Easter, all of that kind of stuff, all put together for you. No thinking, just start putting people into it.
And we also help you with your private YouTube tour videos.
Yeah, so we'll edit one a month for you. That means we will teach you the process of how to make mistakes so that we can easily remove your mistakes. We will help you with your words so that you have a proper title and introduction to the video. And we will also look after your captions. So we will edit and add your YouTube captions to the end product. And of course, a little bit of green screen work and a little bit of funky stuff just to make it all very cool. If you're going to do videos, you do need them captioned because most people don't turn the sound on. So having them captioned just gets way more engagement. And this is a monthly value of about $250 a month.
We're also going to give you 12 feature listing pages. And
your listing pages are important so you don't make the mistake that comes up on the next slide.
Exactly. Right here.
Yeah, so if you're going to do an open house sign.
This looks
cool. I mean, this was right on Cambie Street, right across at the foot of the Cambie Street Bridge where there's a Best Buy, a Canadian Tire, Starbucks, you name it, like the mecca of everything. And this was on the opposite side of the street is where the open house was. And if you followed that arrow and looked over that way, you would see probably 2,000 condominiums. So fairly useless. So then I thought, okay, I'm going to go to the RE/MAX site to see what the property is all about. And it just was a generic RE/MAX site that didn't say anything about this particular property. Of course, unless I was willing to get down on my hands and knees within 2 feet of the piece of paper stuck to it, it wouldn't have done anything for me. So instead, what you should do is you should have your QR code and some basic information on the sign, right? And the QR code will bring up that feature page listing that we talked about, including a place to click to get to it by Google Maps, right? So it'll automatically spawn the map. It'll have your walkthrough video so the guy can stand on the side of the road and decide if they like you and the property before walking all the way over there. So it just allows you to have someone who actually sees the sign engage with it because they can stand far away from it and snap the QR code instead of feeling silly and uncomfortable looking at it like this, trying to read it. And next thing you know it, you have qualified buyers coming because they've already seen your video. They already know that it's you. They already know a bit about the property and now they want to see it for themselves. So doing an open house sign correctly because you have the right assets in place absolutely generates massively more engagement. And the video is a big part of it. The landing page is a big part of it. It's all just about doing things better.
And you could connect this to the open house module so that you could register in, put it all, so everything connects together and it makes sense.
Yep. So we are the one touch and done lead generation forever follow up and convert to a client CRM for real estate.
CRM. You do. You get that monthly value, $150. You get all of our lead generation strategies, Dennis. You get our walk and talk, forever follow-up, one touch and done, our free LinkedIn lead generation system, our home tips reminders, our joint venture and referral program, our personal networking sales funnel, everything you need, all included and customized with your face and your name.
Yep. You get a private Facebook support and success group where people share ideas. So real estate agents help real estate agents. We're also there overseeing it and working through those ideas, as well as monthly RealtyBizConnect maximization webinars, which are specifically about how to get more out of RealtyBizConnect, the CRM. You know, should you edit that? Should you not edit that? Is that lead magnet idea a good idea? How to put it in, what to do with it, right? We bring on guest real estate trainers.
We do that as well, of course. And you do get access to the RealtyBizConnect app.
Yeah, and the app's just a way of keeping yourself in front of people. You can actually refer the app to your friends. They can sign up for your home tips through the app, and now they come as push notifications. So every time that push notification comes in, they see the sign. They see step 1, which is your pretty face, step 2, which is your profile and or video, and then they'll actually see the push notification. So every time they get a home maintenance reminder, you're imprinting your branding on them. It's subtle. It's like half a second to screen, boom, boom. and what they want. So they're just always remembered you. The ultimate tool for keeping top of mind, because of course with emails, even if you're putting a little picture on them, most people have images turned off by default. You can't turn this off.
There you go. So what's included in RealtyBizConnect? Everything we just talked about is the value. If you went to outsource this yourself in like the Philippines, you'd be spending over $10,000 just to go and create all this stuff yourself.
And if you did it in North America, you're probably closer to $20,000 to $30,000.
Right. You could do it all yourself. If you have the time, you could do it for free. So you could.
One a week, one a month, and in a year you have everything you need. So it's not a matter of you have to pay for it. It just depends on, will you spend the time to go and build it step by step? Because it only takes one at a time.
Yeah, and all the monthly costs, if you were to go and outsource and get all the things that you needed to get done monthly, you'd be spending over $1,200. If you outsourced it, once again, could be over $3,000 in North America. But today, if you're interested and you want to get started, the regular price is $14.99 for us to set you up and $8.99 a month. But our special webinar pricing today for you is a $998 setup and only $499 a month for the first year. But we got some cool extra.
We got some bonuses. Yeah.
There's some bonuses.
So scan credit. So if you got that shoebox full of scraps of paper, normally our scans only work for business cards, but we will open up 100 scan credits for you that can even be the little scraps of napkins. But the caveat here is, if they're poorly written, they will be poorly transcribed. So, but we'll certainly give you a head start in getting control of your data to start making you more sales.
Right. And then bonus number 2, we'll take your existing data and import it into our CRM from your existing CRM if you have one, or another digital source.
Yeah. Or if you have a spreadsheet or whatever, we'll help you work that data into the system to get maximum value out of it.
And LinkedIn credits. This is 500 LinkedIn prospecting credits. So we'll go into your LinkedIn account and reach out to 500 people for you. It's a value of $125. And it's a good way to really kickstart your LinkedIn prospecting.
Yeah. Instant credibility. And we'll actually do a review of your existing drip campaigns, up to 25 emails, a $250 value. 90% of the time, we tell you to get rid of 11 of them because they're hurting you instead of helping you, but it's a bit of a process. And I won't say it's fun, but it's definitely educational.
There you go. Now, if you buy it today, we understand, money's tight. We're all on a budget. So we will split up the $998 setup fee, $499 now, and $499 when all your digital assets are completed, which takes about 30 days.
Yeah. The faster you're on top of getting a session with us for your images, the faster you can have things in your hands.
Right.
So then we're also going to waive the monthly fee until 30 days after the lockdown and sort of the restrictions are over. So we don't consider this to be over until things get a little bit more normal. You're not going to be paying the monthly fee because it's still a bit of a mess. And we just know that until you have the ability to, properly sell stuff again, you won't be being charged the monthly fee.
There you go. But you still get the $725 worth of bonuses.
And the full system.
Now, if you're just looking for the basics and you want to just have a place to start putting in your leads, you're willing to do a bunch of stuff yourself, you want to have the CRM contents and the complete prospecting system, normally we charge $1,000 a year. Now we'll give it to you for just $49 a month, and you can upgrade it anytime.
Yeah, so it doesn't come with any of the contents, but it comes with the full system and the ability for you to do the things 100% yourself.
There you go. So if you want to go get it, you can go to RealtyBizConnect.com/buy and purchase either the full system or just the basics. You got questions, send us an email, contact@RealtyBizConnect.com, or call or text 604-900-2384.
All right, I got to go do some Facebook ads.
Well, Dennis, thanks for your time. It's always great. Thank you all for joining us, and everybody on here. It's great to have you. Thanks for taking your Tuesday morning with us. My name is Craig Peloquin.
And I'm Dennis Wilson.
We are RealtyBizConnect. Have yourselves a very productive week. Bye for now.
Bye for now.